Salvete omnes. This is Mrs. Macy coming from the lair, my basement here. And today we're going to translate some sentences using the imperfect tense. We're going to learn how to properly translate the imperfect tense and use them correctly in Latin sentences. So here are 4 examples of Latin sentences that are currently in the present tense. We're going to change the verb to the imperfect tense correctly. So in number 1, we have rida in fossa hiret, which happens to be the carriage is stuck in the ditch. We have to make this verb into the imperfect tense and then translate the whole sentence correctly using the imperfect verb that we came up with. Hiret. Let me show you a little rule about the verbs and what vowels come before the verb ending in the imperfect tense, because it's very important that you know what vowels come before the ending. There can either be an A, an E, or an IE that come before the bom, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant that we already know. So here are the 4 endings, the infinitive that goes with the correct vowel before the ending. So, if a verb ends in ARE in the infinitive, the vowel that will come before the bom, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bant will be an A. Usually, it's going to be the vowel that comes before the RE that you put before the bom, bas, bat, bamus, batis, or bant. Not always, but usually it'll be that letter, the vowel. In this case, that's an A. If a verb is second conjugation or has an ERE with a long mark, that's a macron, then the vowel that will come before the imperfect ending will be an E. If the verb is a third conjugation verb, or in the infinitive it has an ERE with no long mark, then the vowel that will come before the imperfect ending is an E, except for third IO verbs, but we'll deal with that later. And then in the fourth conjugation, or a verb with an IRE on the ending, like audire, the vowels that will come before the bom, bas, bat, bamus, batis, or bant will be IE. So that's our little key to what vowel comes before the imperfect ending. Let's begin with number 1 and use our chart here to tell us what vowel to put before the correct ending. So here are our steps. We find the verb. Then after we find the verb, we take the present tense ending off, add the correct vowel, and then third step, add the correct imperfect ending that goes with the same person and number as the present tense. So we have 3 steps. Find the verb, put the correct vowel before the imperfect ending, and add the correct ending. Then we translate the sentence. Rida in fossa hiret. So hiret, hireo, hirere, is a third conjugation verb, so that means there will be an E that comes before the ending. The carriage is stuck in the ditch is what it says now. Let's make our verb into the imperfect tense. I'm going to put that in blue. Now number 1 is finished. Number 2, Cornelia, quid legis. Right now, that says, Cornelia, what are you reading? We have to make it, Cornelia, what were you reading? So if you think our verb is legis, you are correct. Cornelia is the subject, quid means what, so legis has to be the verb. You have to either look up the verb or think about how you've seen the infinitive. Lego, legere is how you usually see it Lego is the ego form in the present tense, legere being the infinitive. If you look it up, you will see that it's third conjugation and the infinitive does not have a long mark over the E. So that means it will get an E. It will get an E as the vowel before the ending. So let's take that into consideration. Cornelia, quid legis? Let's start out the verb. Take the ending away, remember, so take the IS off. Now, the second part of figuring out the correct verb form is putting in the vowel. I underlined the E there, so it's going to be lege. And now, what person and number is legis? O, S, T, mus, tis, nt are the present tense endings. The S is second person singular. It's the U singular form. So I need U singular in the imperfect tense. Bom, bas. Second person singular, legebas. Cornelia, quid legebas? Cornelia, what were you reading? And that takes care of number 2. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 says, Calpo multus equos habet. Calpo is our subject, multos equos is the direct object, and habet is our verb. This is our verb right here. So calpo multos equos habet means the innkeeper has many horses. We have to make it say the innkeeper used to have, because was having doesn't really make sense. The innkeeper used to have many horses. If you already know what part of the translation is, you could start the translation first. That's up to you. You can either start the translation first or you could do the verb form, but either way you have to do both. The innkeeper, and then it's going to be used to have many horses multos equos. We'll just leave that until we finish our verb form here. So habet. Habeo, habere is the verb. Since it's habeo and has the E before the O, I know that it's second conjugation. You could also look up the ego form in the glossary and it would tell you, it would show you what conjugation it is by the infinitive ending like on my little chart. So since it's second conjugation and has a long mark over the E in the infinitive, that means we put an E before the imperfect ending. So that's going to be, start with HAB because we took the ET away, add the E back for the imperfect ending, and then what ending do I put here? This is third person singular, it's he, she, it, bom, bas, bot. Third person singular, habe, bot. The innkeeper used to have many horses, habe, bot. The innkeeper used to have many horses. And then our last example, Equi Cornelii ridem e fossa non extrahunt. Our subject is equi, the horses. So extrahunt's the verb that goes with that. The horses are not able to take out. That's what extrahere, extrahunt means. We have to figure out what form of this verb to put down in the imperfect tense. So extrahunt, extraho, extrahere. You know, because it has a U here, because it has a U before the NT, that it can't be second conjugation. Anyway, if you look up extraho, you'll find that it is third conjugation. Extraho, extrahere. So extra, have to keep the H, the UNT is the ending. If it's third conjugation, my chart tells me that it needs an E before the imperfect ending. And then NT is the they ending or the third person plural. So bom, bas, bat, bamos, batis, bant, extrahebant. Now I just have to translate. Equi Cornelii, that means Cornelius's, because Cornelii is genitive singular, Cornelius's horses By the way, anytime you see Cornelia with an I ending, and it's not going to be Cornelia, it has to be masculine because that's a masculine ending. That's a common mistake I see. Cornelius's, it's not Cornelius' horses. She doesn't have horses anyway. Cornelius's horses, ridem e fossa non extrahunt. Cornelius's horses, now we have to go to the action, which is extrahebant. Were not able, non extrahebant. Because this is imperfect, we say were and then not able. We're not able to take out extrahebant. And then ridum's the direct object. A fossa from the ditch. That's 4 examples of how to translate the imperfect tense and making verbs from the present tense into the imperfect tense. Walete, peace.